Oh man, we got this research project due in Miss Gross's class over World War II. How am I going to get the information I need? Hmm, I think I Google it. Sweet! Wikipedia has an entry. Wow, World War II actually started in 1805 in a fight over a goat. Oh, well, I guess that's right. I mean, everything on the internet is true.
No!
Hey guys, it's Miss Brockman here. Today I'm going to show you all of our amazing databases so that you guys don't go to Wikipedia because Wikipedia is the devil. So we're going to go to departments. We're going to go to our main homepage first, sorry. Wentzville.k12.mo.us. You can always Google Wentzville School District, however you want to come up with it. We're going to go to departments, and then from there you're going to go to library services, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. And lo and behold, here is our amazing website right here. Of course, we're going to have to go to Wentzville Middle School because that is where we are. All of our databases are right in this first little section under the Home tab. So there's quite a few. The first one I'm going to show you is just our main one that a lot of you have used before or at least seen before. So this one is the MoreNet one. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. So this is what it looks like. Let's say I just wanted to do a general search for Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to hit enter, and I've got 11,000 results. So that's a lot of results. You can always narrow. So I could do Abraham Lincoln and biography if I wanted to look up his biography, and that's going to narrow it a little bit more to 355, so that's not bad. Or if I wanted to, I could narrow it down by assassination. Hit enter, not shift. And I've got 595 results. It does tell me what type of results they are, so I've got a periodical. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and show you some of the cool stuff that's on here. So it tells me the abstract, which is the summary. The article discusses the role of then U.S. Army Corporal James Tanner in the aftermath of the assassination of U.S. President Abraham Lincoln on April 14th. So it's going to talk about this guy and what the witnesses said. So this might be one we want to use. It does give us the Lexile, which is kind of cool. So that's a 1290 and how long the article is. And then if I scroll down, the article is right here. So that might be a good one if you're trying to get some good like primary sources, because there are interviews from witnesses. So if that was an article that I wanted to use for my paper, I would print it out. It's over here. So there are a couple things you can do. You can print it. I could save the article. I could do a permalink, meaning it's going to give me a tab that I can use to get to maybe next time I come in or whenever. But one of the coolest things I want to do, so you want to make sure you grab that link, especially if you're on a Chromebook or a Chromebox and you cannot print, you're going to grab that permalink. The other thing that you want to do is click the Cite button over here in Tools. I can click Cite. Most of the time in high school or middle school, we're using MLA, so I can scroll down until I get to MLA, and it actually cites it for me. So this is something where I could highlight it. I can, highlight it again. And then I can copy and I can paste it into a works cited page extremely easily. So that's one really, really cool thing about the databases. That was a really, really fast rundown. There's some other stuff you can do as well, but those are the main things you want to know. And I can always go back and look for more stuff. They also do have some videos if there was one you wanted to look at. But yeah, so this is EBSCO. So that's our first database that we're going to look at. I'm going to go back to our Destiny webpage and back to our database area, which is right here, the one I'm circling. And I'm going to show you guys World Book Online. Now, a lot of times if you go on World Book Online, it's going to ask you for your username and password, and they are right here. So WMSLIB is our username, and our password is Wentzville. So I'm going to click on it. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to ask me for my username or password, so we're going to let it load and see. It did. So I'm going to go WMSLIB, and then Wentzville is my password. And that's totally fine if it does that. I'm going to save that password. Usually you don't do that, but that's all right there. So if I were doing some research and I wanted to use World Book Online, I could click Student, and there are lots of really cool things. So today is October 21st. I don't know when you're watching this, but this is the Back to the Future, so it's got a little article on Back to the Future. Let's say I were going to do my research paper again on Abraham Lincoln. I can go ahead and click Enter, and we're going to get a few things on here. Now, this is more of an encyclopedia type thing, but it'll type website, but it'll still give us a lot of stuff. So if we were doing researching Abraham Lincoln's assassination, there is an article on John Wilkes Booth if I scroll down. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. And it tells us a little bit about John Wilkes Booth. We've got image, video, and audio. And then it gives you some related information as well. So, oh, there's nothing on there. Oh, maybe there is. Oh, there is. Yay. It does say, note, if you click on any link below, you will leave the World Book website. World Book is not responsible for the content of sites other than its own. So you could even check those out if you wanted to. Some of them might give you some results. Some of them might not. So if this was an article I wanted to use from World Book Online, I could actually scroll down and grab this citation just like we did last time. So we've got our MLA citation. Again, oops, I keep doing that. I can just copy and paste it into a Google Doc for my works cited page, which is really, really, really cool. So I'm going to scroll back up. And there's our little video if I wanted to watch a little video on Abraham Lincoln. All right, so I went back to our main page with all our results on here. It says 217 encyclopedia articles. And you can continue on going down and looking and seeing if there are any other articles that would be good for your research paper. So that's a little bit about World Book. So remember, once you click on your article, and I'm clicking on a different one this time, it does give you that citation information at the end. Oh, this is a really long one because it's all about Abraham Lincoln and his biography. And some of the articles will be longer than others, but again, there's our citation information at the very end. And one other really cool thing, if you wanted to, you can click My Research, and you can actually create an account for yourself. So you just got to pick student, institution name, and fill out all this information, and you'll actually have your own World Book account that you can save your articles to. So that's a possibility, especially if we are in like Chromebooks or Chromeboxes where we can't print. So that's a little bit about World Book. And the last one I have for you guys is one that I'm really, really excited about because I just bought it for this year. And that's Issues and Controversies. So it's the second one on here. Again, we have a username, which is Wentzville-MS, and our password is digital. And I don't know if it's going to ask me for a username or password, but we'll check. It did. So we'll type in our username, Wentzville-MS, and then digital. Click my login, and there I am. Now, Issues and Controversies is really cool because it's especially good for anything where you're trying to pick a side, which I know 7th and 8th grade will do research papers where you have to pick a side. And they give us some like recent controversies at the very top. So we've got gun control laws, big game hunting, Trans-Pacific Partnership, Eurozone crisis. One that was just in the news was that Cecil the lion was killed. And so big game hunting is one that I'm going to choose. Now, you might have a specific one that your teacher wants you to go research, but for right now, I'm just going to pick one at the top. So I'm going to click on big game hunting. And I love Issues and Controversies because it gives you supporters argue and opponents argue. So it says supporters argue, big game hunting is a noble sport that actually helps conservation efforts by providing a financial incentive to preserve wildlife. Profits from big game hunting benefit local communities and increase intolerance among people who live near large, dangerous animals. Banning big game hunting will not help replenish vulnerable species. Opponents argue, big game hunting is an immoral, bloody, and pointless hobby for wealthy cowards. Big game hunting does not help local communities or conservation efforts. and its poor regulation has contributed to the decline of species, including African lions. Congress should ban the importation of big game trophies. So it gives you both of those, supporters and opponents. And then down here we have an article. And our article is going to be very unbiased. It's really just going to give us this information so that we can kind of decide for ourselves where we fall. So if I scroll down, there's a lot of information about Cecil the lion and what happened over the summer. And it's a long, long article. And you can take notes as you go. You can do all kinds of stuff. It gives us a history. I mean, this is a huge article. The really, really cool thing is then at the bottom, it also gives us our citation information, which is really, really cool. So it gives us the citation. You can copy and paste into our cited page. It also gives us a record URL. So for those of us that can't print, and let's say we found this article 5 minutes before class ended, I can simply grab that URL, put it in a Google Doc so that I can get it the next day. So that is another really, really cool thing. I absolutely love issues and controversies for that reason. So if I go back, there are all kinds of like similar articles down here. So we have capital punishment, crime and law enforcement, DNA evidence, all the way to gambling, religion, social networking, and Web 2.0, and sports. So I'm going to go ahead and click on sports, and it gives us all kinds of different things. So do Dominican baseball academies provide young players a path out of poverty? Yes or no? Should mixed martial arts be legal? Yes or no? Is bullfighting an important cultural tradition? So there's a ton of stuff on here that you can use in your articles, especially because almost every single research paper should be a persuasive essay for you to persuade your teacher or whoever's reading it that your research is done right and they should agree with whatever your thesis statement is. So that's issues and controversies. Really, really cool. Again, another one you can cite. I love databases because you're not having to worry about whether or not an article is okay. The authors are experts, the whole thing. So again, it's on our Destiny webpage. It is right here in this little blurb right here. So we've got issues and controversies, MoreNet periodical search, and then World Book. So please, please, please use those when you are researching so that you get very valid information that is unbiased and that you can actually use in a research paper without worrying about if it's right or wrong. Books are always good too. We have a lot of those in the library, but that is my little blurb on databases. Please use them. If you ever have any questions, come and ask me in the library. All right, bye guys.
Make fact-finding your forte.
Use the databases.